Welcome to Ephphatha. Jesus said, "Be opened." Mark 3, 1-6, the man with the withered hand. In the synagogue on the Sabbath, Jesus encounters a man with a withered hand, helpless and unable to perform basic tasks. This condition holds deep significance in Jewish history, recalling King Jeroboam, who led Israel into idolatry, and whose hand withered as a sign of divine judgment. 1 Kings 13:4. The Jews associated a withered hand with forgetting Jerusalem and the temple, as reflected in Psalm 137, verse 5. "If I forget you, Jerusalem, may my right hand forget its skill." By healing the man, Jesus demonstrates his power to restore what is lost, both physically and spiritually. This act foreshadows the reconstitution of Israel, as Jesus later appoints 12 apostles, representing the restoration of the lost tribes. Jesus' healing breaks generational curses and brings blessings to all generations. However, healing often requires stepping out of our comfort zones. Jesus risks his safety under the scrutiny of the Pharisees, teaching us that faith sometimes demands courage. Jesus challenges them with the question, is it lawful to do good or to do harm on the Sabbath, to save life or to kill? This echoes the decision in 1 Maccabees 2, 40-41, where the Jews chose to defend their lives on the Sabbath, understanding that preserving life aligns with God's law. When Jesus asks the man to stretch out his hand, he tries, and as he acts in faith, healing takes place. This reminds us that even when faced with challenges, we must take the first step, and God's grace will empower us. Mark 3, 7-19, the calling of the disciples. Crowds come from the north, south, east, and west, demonstrating that the gospel has power to draw all people. There is power in the name of Jesus, and we should never hesitate to proclaim him. Jesus calls his disciples to separate themselves from their ordinary lives, taking them to the mountaintop, a symbol of spiritual elevation and dedication. Discipleship requires separation from worldly distractions and a commitment to being with Jesus, preaching, and ministering. Jesus chooses apostles from diverse backgrounds, showing that God's kingdom embraces all personalities and callings. Mark 3, 20-35, Jesus and his true family. Jesus declares that his true family consists of those who do the will of God, elevating Mary beyond just his biological mother to the perfect example of obedience and faith. When Mary accepted the angel's message saying, "I am the handmaid of the Lord, let it be done to me according to your word," she embodied true discipleship. Mark chapter 3 teaches us about restoration, discipleship, and spiritual discernment. It calls us to step out in faith, embrace God's calling, and align our lives with his will. Thank you for listening, and you can watch more videos on Ephphatha Catholic YouTube channel.